Right, I think we are live. Let me quickly confirm. Are we live? Should be. At least we should be live. There's a little bit of a delay. Right, I think we... Okay, yeah, we are live, so we can start then. Okay, guys, so for those that still don't know, my name is Hightech. This is my crypto live stream. Jesus is king, and let's go. In the bottom section of this live stream on the screen, you'll see Hightech mint address. Hightech is my meme coin, the only one that I promote here. And yes, somewhere in between the lines, I'll be explaining what it is all about. And yeah, I've been in this market for 11 years, so quite a long time already. I see Alfred Lawrence says hello, Alfred. Nice to see you. If you have any questions regarding current market situation, let me know. I see you are writing in the live chat. That means you are subscribed to the channel, so that's really cool. Yeah, that's cool to see. So as you see, right here in front of us, we have Cody, and I had my entry here. I mean, dictated by my algorithm at 3.1, 1 and 2 over 10, so 3.12 cents. And it's been doing very well so far. I mean, how many percent it is? 84. And in the peak it was at 92. So I think I will get a double on this one. Very nice to see. I really like trades like that, of course. Why not? Right. Let's take a look at crypto bubbles. What has been going on here? Yeah, so COTI is well visible here. Let me drag it over to the midsection of the screens, just so those that watch it in vertical mode can see it. Although I don't think oh, okay, there's 6 viewers right now. Oh, that's cool. So share, like, and subscribe, guys, or just subscribe to the channel. that will do just fine too. And yeah, I don't know if you heard about it, but Trump just said, because the title of today's live stream is, am I recording? Oh, I'm not recording. Okay, let me record, because later I will be making shorts from it. So Trump just said, okay, first things first. The title is US government will pump altcoins. And why have I chosen title like this and no other? Because Donald Trump, I don't know if you know, probably you already heard about it. He posted on Truth Socials, so his own social media platform, that the government will be in the United States will be giving at least $2,000 to every single citizen for how did they call it? I don't remember how they called it. Like they share revenue from tariffs. I had a name for it, but it just escaped me. But yeah, it's like they literally give a dividend. Yeah, tariff dividend. Yeah, they call it tariff dividend. Something like that. So yeah, quite crazy, right? Because we just had an enormous crash in the market, in the altcoin market, actually the biggest in the history. And now we are about to see America receiving a large stimulus, much larger than the one that happened in 2020. Because in 2020, Americans received around $1,200, and this one is about to be at least 2,000, right? So much larger. And in 2020, in March, COVID crash happened, right? So COVID crash stimulus, you do the math, right? Check on the historical chart what happened shortly after, right? Let's just go there and let's take a look at it. Let's go back in time. Let's take a look at historical chart. 2020, it was literally here. As you see, there is a little bit of drawings. Yeah, on my recent live streams, I come back to this moment on the chart quite a lot. So yeah, so here we had our crash minus 50 or 60% from the local. Actually, from here it will be, yeah, minus 60 something, minus 63, even more, 65 from the peak. And were announced, and it went off to the races, right? The bull market we got shortly after was of absolutely epic proportions, same as on Bitcoin as on the altcoin market. But the altcoin market, I don't think it was that severely. No, it was. Of course, it was. What am I saying? It's because I'm a little bit tired. Sorry. Of course, it was because the crash we had on October 10th was the biggest crash in the altcoin market ever. At the altcoin market, we have not seen crash this big as the one that happened on October 10th. So there's literally zero doubt about in what state it actually is. Super strongly oversold. And now we are hearing news, not even rumors, but news that Americans are going to get, every single American who is not considered wealthy, of course, will receive $2,000. And, I mean, the thing with free money that you get completely for free, is that you have a very light hand to spend it, right? If you receive money for free, it's very, I mean, you get that feeling like it's worth less. So you should throw it at something. And of course, many people will just gamble it away. And United States is a country where crypto adoption is of around 8%, right? So it's the highest in the world by a far margin, the highest in the world. So it's enough if just a tiny bit of US population decides to, throw it here and there in this altcoin, that altcoin, to give us the biggest altcoin season we have ever seen, right? So I think this is a scenario for a perfect storm, absolutely perfect storm. And so like very much what other chart is demonstrating us so far, because it looks like we already have retested this downtrending line here. I mean, here you cannot see the price action has touched on it, but it's not necessary because many systems or analysts they will place it slightly different, a little bit higher, a little bit lower. So it's like it's more or less, it's actually a zone. It's not a line. It's like a zone, thick zone more or less. So it does not have to be perfect. So looks like we are more or less retested this region, and now we are back up to 250, which in my opinion is a 245, 250. I think this is a very important zone. So we are back above it. And I think we are gearing up for the move I'm waiting for a huge spike up. And I keep receiving buy signals on my systems because I do not trade manually. I trade with my algorithm, with my trading systems. So my trading system uses the algorithm you just have seen here. This one. And yeah, I start to be fully allocated, right? I don't know exactly what coins I have, or what coins it has bought for me, but because it's like over 200, it trades well over 200 coins, so I don't remember them all. I just see those, of course, let's say those that perform slightly better than the rest nail my attention the most. They call my attention the most. So like, for example, Coty now. But yeah, like 70% of those coins I already have allocation in them. Not all of them have clicked yet, but vast majority yes. So yes, something is brewing. Market is preparing for something. I mean, it can still be a fake out, of course, because any momentum that shows up can turn out to be a fake out at the very end of the day. But so far, I think so far I think the whole setup, the whole context, fundamentals, entire landscape, it was absolutely amazing. To be honest, I don't remember things to align this well since 2020, literally since 2020. And I remind you, I've been in this business for 11 years, right? So quite some time, definitely. And Bitcoin dominance is also doing what I like, what I wanted to do. So it's getting slowly, it's trying to force this uptrending line where we increase the resolution. You see, like, we are already below it, and it's giving us a little bit of trouble here. Actually, Bitcoin dominance, not to us, but to Bitcoin dominance. So yeah, this is what we want. This is literally what we want. So we still have like a little bit over 1 hour to get this daily close, but already it's looking juicy. It's already looking quite juicy. Once we get like let's say a firm close beneath it, I think literally all hell can break loose for Bitcoin dominance. And I think we will see a very fast trip to that 57.18, 0.20 that I have marked here. And once we reach that level, then we are off to the races in the altcoin market, like totally. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, of course, if you haven't done so. This channel is on the rise. It's still a very very small channel. It needs support. I think it deserves it. The tips I give you come from someone who is really experienced in the field, unlike the majority of crypto channels that are trying to push you actually advice that is not really good. Yes, it's looking very promising. And on top of that, SPYX, which is tokenized version of SPY, and let me remind you once again, SPY is a trust fund reflecting S&P 500. So this one is having a good day too, right? Look, it's recovering. It actually recovered the losses from yesterday and even the Friday. So that's a very good sign, right? Because here we have a glimpse into what is the sentiment on the TradFi side of global finance, because this one trades 24/7. Stocks like SPY itself trades only 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. So this one is telling us what is happening behind closed doors, right? What is in the minds of people at TradFi. To a certain extent, of course, because this liquidity pool has a fraction of liquidity of what normal SPY has, but still, it up until now, from my observations, it works very well as an indicator of what's about to happen on Monday. So it literally is telling us right now that Monday is going to be good, right? Because I also started to see more and more opinions that you wait on Monday it will start, right? On Monday it will start. On Monday we will get the greatest crash of all times. And this one is saying, I don't think so. I don't really think so. Guys, if you have any questions, ask them in the live chat. Of course, it's always super cool whenever there is participation from the viewers. So feel free. If you've got anything that's bothering you, or I don't know, you need some doubts to be cleared out or something. Of course, regarding cryptos. So yeah, I really like what I see. I think next week is going to be absolutely crazy. This month, and I said it from the very beginning. I mean, since October was bearish, was bad, and October used to be statistically the best month. It means that bullishness of October has shifted onto summer. And when it comes to shifting something, then probably just next doors, right? In this case, next doors is November. So I think we are up for an absolutely crazy November that nobody has expected, and it will be well beyond any level of imagination. And I think we are about to get very explosive end of year, because for the whole year this market has shown nothing really. For the whole year this market was suppressed, it was grim, it was sad, it was very easy to place a wrong trade. It was ripping you off all year round, and it's not like any market is capable of doing that always, because at the extremes it has to start to behave, right? I always tend to say that is why I do not like to jump with trading from altcoin to altcoin. When I start to trade a given altcoin with my system, I just continue with it. I trade many altcoins, but I it's not like I'm changing in between them. I trade all of them at once, right? Every single one, every single altcoin has its own, let's say, batch of capital that is assigned to it, and my system trades with it. Why? Because altcoins have that nasty habit of misbehaving, sometimes even for very, very long time. But at some point they apologize and they say, sorry, I know I was wrong, and now I'm going to make it make up for it, right? And they give you back whatever money got lost in the process, and even way on top. They reward you, right? Of course, if you trade them, if you know how to trade them, right? They have those very prolonged periods of very, let's say, bad legibility. They are very difficult. They can be very difficult to read. With their momentum, with their price action for a very long time, and then a time comes when they finally start to act consistently. And then if you have sophisticated trading system, you can quickly regain whatever was lost in a weight of that, and then you quickly start to make pure profit. So yeah, that is why I hate when I'm forced to be changing coins, right? Like, for example, I don't know, a given coin is delisted from the exchange where I trade, and I trade on Binance, and let's say a given coin has punished me for some time and got delisted. So then once it gets delisted, it will not tell me sorry anymore, because it's gone, right? So that is why whenever I trade a coin, I stick to it, even if for some time the trading does not go well. I know after a while I will enter into that opposite phase of let's say of that relationship, and it will start to pay me. So altcoins generally, they have that habit of saying sorry. This is what I wanted to say. This is what I was going for. This way I discovered, they have a habit of saying sorry. And altcoins generally, the broad altcoin market has been misbehaving for a very long time, like 3, 4 years, 3 years, yeah, 4 years actually, 4 years has been misbehaving. So that means, judging by my experience, they are just about to say, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." Alfred Lauren says, "Good stream, sir." Yeah, I live stream every single day. Sometimes twice a day. No, actually, recently twice a day, sometimes even thrice a day. So yeah, that is how it goes. By the way, I want to briefly discuss what has happened on high tech, which is the meme coin I promote here. The only meme coin I promote here, and the only meme coin you will see me ever promoting. So today we had quite a bit of a correction because one of early buyers, those that were buying at like literally few dollars around here, they cashed out, right? Because this coin went up to $307 from $1. From $1, it went up to 307, and then some of those that caught this wave up early on, they started to cash out. And to be honest, they cashed it out in the most stupid manner possible, because if they were redistributing it slowly, they would literally, um, if they were redistributing it slowly, they would have earned much more money. But since they didn't, so the chart looks like this, unfortunately. And apparently, I don't know, someone from that time, I don't know, needed money for something, or maybe he didn't believe that the project will perform well, or whatever was the reason. But he decided to commit the same mistake as the others before him, and instead of just redistributing it slowly, allowing the rest of hodlers to absorb it, he just pressed the big, red button and dumped the price. So on one hand, it's, yeah, it can piss you off, especially if you are in this market here. But on the other hand, it actually has positives, because first of all, now market is the level of strong hands in this market definitely has increased, because somebody who was not able to hold his coins is already gone. That's one thing. Second, the price is really low, so this is a great opportunity to get some, because I didn't even believe it was going back down to those levels, and here it happened. So me myself, I consider it a great opportunity for those that did not have, you know, did not have I don't know, the opportunity to know this asset when it was, for example, here, right, shortly after it started. And yeah, like literally now you get a second chance. Now you get a second chance, because I will continue to talk about this project here forever. The amount of my subscribers on both of my YouTube channels are only growing. Like, let me even present it to you, because on this YouTube channel, so far I have very little subscribers, right? But on my other YouTube channel, on my other YouTube channel, I have already 1,000, right? But this one I run in Polish, right? So you will not be interested in it, because I speak Polish there. So here I literally compared the price chart with increase of subscribers on that channel for the same period. So as you see, it literally goes the opposite way, right? So the question I have to make here is, this is a very important question to ask yourself. If you are a hodler, this is a turbo important question. Let me put it like this, so people that watch it on mobile phones in vertical mode can also see it. Let, let me do it like this, so you see. Ask yourself a question. If my following increases at this pace, as you see here, right? Does that mean there is less chance for this project to perform, or more chance for this project to perform, since this is the only project I promote here? Because I think I'm 5 years old. 5 years old would know what's the answer to that question, right? So yeah, that is why to me this, I see it as an amazing opportunity, especially that you know this is so illiquid market. Why? Because it's very early, right? It's in its first days, really. I mean, it has been in existence for 7 months already, but this is a lifetime project. So 7 months. I mean, think in terms of Bitcoin. Bitcoin after 7 months, what it was worth, how it was performing, how big dumps it had, right? How big liquidity it had. It was all very, even Bitcoin was very tiny after first 7 months. When we talk about serious assets, assets that are planned to last forever, right? So this one is also very liquid, and actually for it to come back to its all-time highs, it needs only $35,000, right? If there is a capital of $35,000 coming to this market, it comes back to its all-time highs. This is how small it is. And so you think you think I will not attract $35,000 more to this market? Like never ever? Then you must know very, very little about YouTube in general, right? Because $35,000 is a very small money. Is a very small money, so it will come here, and probably maybe even before the end of this year, because now we are on the rise when it comes to, and we will be on cryptos. So I think it will at some point it will explode here, right? Because once people see palms all over the place, they will start to research, start to search for what is next, what will pump next, and at least some of the people will find one of my YouTube channels, right? Or the one I run in Polish, or this one. And when I live stream in English, usually I actually live stream to five platforms at once. Today I live stream only to YouTube because early today I was trying to. I did a live stream with Rumble Studio, because Rumble Studio is the software that allows me to live stream to Rumble, to Twitch, to Kick, to X, to YouTube at once, right? And it was giving me a little bit of problems. So that's why I didn't want this live stream to be screwed up, uh, to be choppy. So that is why I decided to skip today to skip live streaming through Rumble Studio. But usually I live stream through Rumble Studio, right? So then this project has exposure also on Rumble, Twitch, Kick, and X, right? So it's just literally, to be honest, I don't see it possible staying like this. I just don't see it possible. So yeah, that's my take. Airdrop early AE says, let's go. Airdrop early AE. Airdrop, I will call you Airdrop then. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and stay around, because things will be happening here. Very, very interesting things will be happening. And I don't think we will have to wait for it a very long time. Okay, let's take a look how my Kotti thread is doing. Do I have my double already or not yet? No, not yet. It stays around there. I mean, I'm quite sure I'm going to get it, because the market already has a very good momentum, and not only this market, like generally speaking, the altcoin market. it's gaining momentum. So don't be surprised if you see huge pumps left and right this coming week. I should not be surprised. Like tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, don't go all in anything because that's just stupid. It's much better to allocate much smaller, and just in case something goes wrong, you don't stress about it. You don't expose yourself to existential risk. That's the the worst that can happen to you. I always tell people to underinvest. It's always better to underinvest than overinvest, because if you invest in a good class of one asset, it will perform anyway. And if for whatever reason you chose wrong, it will screw you up bad. So that's a very simple advice, and practice shows it's a very good one too. So yeah, let's take a look at crypto bubbles again. What else is pumping here? These coins are on. I mean, they are coming from Binance because my systems trade on Binance, so I'm actually not interested in looking at anything else. Because if something is up here and I have it, set to for my system to trade, then I'm in that pump. Then I know I don't even have to check if I'm in that pump. I know I'm in that pump. But then like this year here, I do not trade. Giggle, I do not trade. And KDA is about to get delisted from Binance, so I do not trade it. So I'm not left holding the bag that I have to move to another exchange in order to actually make it liquid. Okay, let's take a look at liquidation levels. People are getting how badly people are getting wrecked today. Bitcoin 86 million, Ethereum 77. No, again, not that bad. Could be, we've seen much worse. Much worse. So the sentiment is very low. Fear and greed index is at 24. After today, it will probably grow slightly because it's not a bad day so far. And yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for rest of altcoins to do exactly this, because they will. They will literally do exactly this. Mark my words. I mean, the wait time is over. My God, this took some time. This took some time. Let me see this one here once again. Hey, it looks good. It looks very good. Once we leave this zone here, the game is over. We will see something among those lines here, but probably like twice or maybe even thrice as strong. So it's going to be fascinating to witness. That's for sure. Yeah. Okay, guys, allow me to wrap it up. This is what I wanted to share with you. Share, like, and subscribe. You have the link to High Tech Meme Coin if you want to acquire a little bit. I think it's a very good idea to get yourself like a dollar or maybe $2 or $3 worth. Something that will definitely not get you stressed. Something that you can hold onto for a year, 2 or 3. Maybe even forget about it, and then one day get very positively surprised. And then meanwhile, I'll be shilling it here for you. That means you literally employ me to shill your bag. I'll be talking about it, growing my channels, promoting it, and you can relax. You can sit in the armchair or on, I don't know, on the couch. Sip whatever you like to sip, and just let me grind, right? So yeah, thank you guys for your time, and I'll see you sometime soon. Cheers.